do you see the risk of US China trade tariff now, getting reflected in other commodities like gold, which is now about $4,200, silver, which is around 52. Is that something which you're looking at, and do you see and do you have a view on where the gold is headed to?
Well, you're asking me several questions. Okay, first, where gold is headed to? Where gold is headed to, where all kinds of assets that are supposed to be, let's say, haven from uncertainty, at the end up down. Okay, in the same way that the Bitcoin, that is supposed to be the par excellence asset, okay, for risky times, in the last 3 days, at least the Bitcoin itself, the main Bitcoin, lost 5% of its value. Thanks very much. If that's provide me safety, I will look somewhere else. Now, also the gold, the price of the gold has gone up, and the market just refused to see this because the central banks bought a lot of it. Once they have stopped buying, that is a very important, let's say, security aspect behind that. Now, where do we go with the trade policy? I will repeat this. Nobody knows. Never mind me. Where we go, it can change at any time. Meaningless. So concentrate on something which is very, very certain, and that is the overvaluation of American shares in the S&P. Stay out of that. Concentrate on some of the Asians that have been doing exceptionally well in US dollar terms versus the S&P. The majority of the major Asians have, except India, unfortunately, have outperformed the S&P. Had you put your money at the beginning of the year, you'll be making much more in places like Taiwan, in places like Korea, okay, than you would have done or even in the case of Hong Kong, of all places, for God's sakes, and Hong Kong is linked to the US dollar, than you would have done if you had put your money in S&P. Particularly now that repeatedly major investors and major institutions, such as the IMF, say, really be very careful.